In the ancient kingdom of Ife, where lush forests met rolling savannas, ruled the wise and noble King Adewale. Peace, wealth, and the love of his people were hallmarks of his reign. Prince Ayadeo was the only child of King Adewale. He was a young man of great courage, wisdom, and compassion. Ayadeo was trained to take up his father's position as heir apparent and master the skills of leadership, diplomacy, and combat. A young girl named Ebony was one of the numerous maids in the royal palace. Ebony was well known for her beauty, friendliness, and diligence throughout the palace. Despite her modest upbringing, she exuded grace and brilliance. She was a humble person, yet she exuded a nobility that demanded respect. Prince Ayadeo strode into the royal courtyard on a sunny evening as the sun was setting and the palace gardens were illuminated with a golden glow. Among the old trees and lovely flowers, he frequently found comfort. It was in this serene environment that he became aware of Ebony. While tending to the royal garden, she was quietly singing, her voice harmonizing with the sound of chopping birds and rustling leaves. She fascinated Ayadeo right away. He walked up to her, drawn in by her endearing voice and kind manner. Their chat began with niceties like the weather and the garden, but soon they were talking about more serious subjects, including their goals and challenges. The young prince was struck by Ebony's intelligence and knowledge, and he began to feel a connection with her that he had never experienced before. Ayadeo and Ebony kept meeting in the garden over the ensuing weeks, their friendship becoming closer with each meeting. They found solace and understanding in each other's presence as they discussed their goals and anxieties. Their socioeconomic standing differed, but their souls were in the same place. A starry night marked the height of their love. Away from prying eyes, in the seclusion of Ayadeo's quarters, they declared their love for one another. Their closeness was a closely guarded secret, a lovely but illegal relationship. They were aware that their relationship would be viewed as scandalous and that there would be dire repercussions. They had no idea that their covert encounters were being observed. Amora, one of the queen's maids, had been spying on them because she was envious of Ebony. Envious and driven by a thirst for authority, Amora made the decision to report what she had witnessed to the queen. When Queen Ifeoma learned of the news, she became enraged because she was proud of and defended the royal lineage. She confronted Prince Ayadeo, demanding to know the truth. Cornered and unable to lie, Ayadeo confessed his love for Ebony. The queen was incensed, but she also understood that she needed to act carefully. She made the choice to present the issue to King Adewale. The monarch, who was renowned for his discernment and justice, convened an elder council to discuss the issue. Respected elders with impeccable judgment and integrity from all throughout the kingdom were present on the council. Following a lengthy debate, King Adewale ordered that Ebony appear before him for an explanation. Ebony raised her head up as she faced the king. She talked about her love for Prince Ayadeo with dignity and honesty, in spite of her trepidation. She underlined that their relationship was founded on mutual respect and sincere devotion rather than ambition or dishonesty. Many in the court, including several of the elders, were moved by her remarks. Ife's customs and rules, however, were severe. A prince and a maid marrying one another was unheard of and seen as a serious offense. Such an act was typically punished severely, with execution or expulsion being options. King Adewale was put in a challenging situation. He was required, on the one hand, to preserve the customs and regulations that had ruled Ife for many years. On the other hand, he witnessed his son's genuine affection and profundity for Ebony. He was aware that a severe penalty would crush his son's spirit and might spark discontent among those who looked up to the prince. At the palace gates stood an enigmatic elderly woman while the court awaited the king's final decision. She was the esteemed seer Nana Olabisai, renowned for her mystical abilities and profound insight. She claimed to have a message from the ancestors and asked the king for an audience. Inquiring and mindful of Nana Olabisai's standing, King Adewale gave her permission to speak. Nana Olabisai disclosed that she had experienced a dream visitation from the ancestral spirits. They had presented her with a picture of the kingdom's bright future, one that depended heavily on Prince Ayadeo and Ebony's love. She described a time when Ife will experience unheard of levels of peace and prosperity as a result of their union. She believed their love will unite the kingdom in ways never dreamed possible, shattering the barriers of class and status. Their offspring will lead the country into a golden period as kind and intelligent kings. Inspired by the seer's words and the obvious love between his son and Ebony, King Adewale took a risky but historic step. He proclaimed that love should be above social class and status and that the kingdom's laws would be changed. Blessed be the union of Prince Ayadeo and Ebony, who would receive honors as members of the royal family. The news delighted the kingdom. For many, it was a positive step toward a society with greater inclusivity. A new era for Ife was ushered in with the pleasure and festivity of Prince Ayadeo and Ebony's spectacular wedding. Ife experienced tremendous fortune with the union of Ayadeo and Ebony, as predicted by Nana Olabisai. Their children were brought up with the principles of fairness, equality, and love. One of the most adored rulers in Ife history was their eldest son, Adewale, named after his grandpa. He was renowned for his bravery, intelligence, and capacity to bring his people together. Generation after generation, the story of Prince Ayadeo and Ebony was told as a reminder that justice and genuine love might triumph over even the most ingrained customs. It imparted to the Ife people the knowledge that the real cornerstones of a thriving kingdom were unity and heart purity. Prince Ayadeo and Ebony's love grew to represent transformation and hope. Many people in the kingdom were moved by it to embrace the ideals of equality and love, putting aside social barriers. Their successors carried on their legacy, but it also lived on in the minds and hearts of the Ife people, inspiring them to work toward a more promising and inclusive future.